All right, here it is. So the polishing process is going to start now, officially. So I got the bolts off from the side to take off the compressor housing, and it's eight 10 mil bolts. That comes off, and then it just pops right out. Don't need this anymore. And then what's next is I'm gonna start masking off areas that I don't need to polish, and so that way I don't scratch it or ding it anywhere else. So here, this surface here, and this part here. This has like, I think, looks like it has a clear or something on it. This feels finished. Yeah, so this just gonna mask it off, and the hardest part of this polishing part is going to be getting into this channel here. But I have a stone polishing bit, so that will come in handy. I tried in some areas, as you can see. So there, and in the back, I just touched it up with a different, actually just 100 grit sandpaper, and it came off pretty good. So, but I'll be posting. I'll show you step by step how the process starts, and start to finish. So first step is masking. So I get that done next, and we'll continue. All right, here we are. So first step is finish. I start off with doing the channel first. This groove was the hardest to actually get done, so I wanted to start off there. What I ended up doing was I started with sanding with 80 grit, and then went over the 220, and then the last round I actually went with some lubricant. I just used some WD-40 and some 220 sandpaper. Just went on it just to get a slightly better finish. Started off with actually using a Dremel bit like this, smaller one than this one, and I found it harder to get around as the channel gets more narrow. There is actually a sanding cone you can get. It's about 2 inches long. That was going to take 3 weeks to get here, so what I ended up doing was I made my own, I don't know, makeshift cone, I guess, or a tube. Some sandpaper, just rolled it up, put into a screwdriver, has a little slack on the end. You can get into these hard to reach areas, and it doesn't leave flat spots too, because it's more flexible, and wrapped around a couple of times. And as the sandpaper finishes, just keep on rolling it, and until you get to the end. And yeah, it's not bad. I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. As you can see here, no more casting marks. This part was the hardest part. Other than that, it was okay. Just more, took a while. No power tools, so yeah. So next step would be going over the rest of the bigger areas with the 80 grit, and then 220. After that, I'm gonna probably just jump to 400, and then from there on start wet sanding. And yeah, and on to step 2. Wear goggles. A lot of tiny little shards are coming off, so make sure wear goggles. Okay, so all right, so the 400 is done. I sanded down with the 400, and what I also did was same time I also painted the background of it black, and I just went over with the sandpaper lightly to get the letters back to polish again. Because I wasn't going to polish the insides of this, that was going to take forever. So just kind of adds a little detail to it too. Just did that, and what I'm going to do now is now that I'm done polishing, wet sanding with 400, gonna start going on to 600, 800, 1000, 15, and then finish with the 2000, and then start polishing with the cotton pad afterwards. Yeah, so but for the wet sanding, I want to do it over the sink. It does get a little messy, so this would be actually this would help contain the mess in one location. But yeah, so here we go. All right, so I finished polishing just now with the 2000. So that's how it is right now. I have to finish polishing with the 2000 grid wet sand. I use soap too to make it a little bit more easier on me, and the finish is a little bit better. So that's the 2000. Pretty smooth. Yeah, it has a lot of lines and stuff, but it's actually really smooth. I did actually find a 3000 grit sandpaper wet sand sponge as well. So I'm just gonna go over it with a 3000 just once lightly, and then after that off to polishing, and then should be done soon. All right, so wet sanding is done. The last pad I used was a 3000, so here it is. Very nice, pretty smooth. The 3000 actually did make it more shinier, I believe. And yeah, that's it. So I'm just gonna wash it, rinse it, and get it ready for polish. All right, so here it is. This is the final stage of the polishing the turbo. So what we're gonna do is gonna start off by polishing the hard to reach areas of the turbo. This little channel here, this crevice, on the bottom side of it, all these little areas where the bolts actually line up to. You don't have to do all this stuff. You don't really see it once it's on the car. Just that's the exhaust side, but kind of want to have it done. It's already off anyway, so I don't have to visit it later on. I'll be using these Dremel attachments because I don't have a bench polisher. I'll be using a drill polisher, so by using these, it'll be saving me some time with the drill polisher instead. And I'll be using this to go around it and to get to these crevices that's hard to reach with the drill polisher. So yeah, and I'll be using the mag and aluminum polishing by Mothers. And I'll also post the links for where you can get these stuff. These are not expensive. They're like $9 a bag of these, and like $8 or $9 for like 20 of these little cotton balls, which is not bad. Pretty good. Yeah, so we'll get started. Alright, so here it is. I just did a bit of polishing with the Dremel tool to the areas that was hard to reach earlier. But this little cotton ball does get really messy actually. There's all this like lint everywhere. It's a good thing I got a sponge over here, but other than that, as you can see how it came out so far, pretty nice. Pretty happy with the way it turned out. So next step would be just to use the bigger wheel. I have a cotton wheel, 4-inch or 3-inch wheel. That's gonna go over all this other stuff after, and yeah, that should be it. But yeah, so next step is to use a bigger cotton wheel and then high polish the rest of it. Alright, here we are. Final step is almost done. So here's the buffing wheel attachment. Just made it onto my drill. Nut, bolt, washer. That's all you need. Tie it up, and you get the idea how it works. And then, so I'm going to start off with just doing the face side first, and I'll flip it. Finish the edges on the back here. Try to do my best to hold it in place for camera. And then you'll also see me from time to time may start using my Dremel again to get to these hard to reach areas on back here. Some areas here. We'll find out as we go, depending on what this wheel doesn't cover. I'll go back to the Dremel with the polishing wheels. Yep, and yeah, we're gonna get started right now. Alright, so here it is, finally finished. Came out like a mirror, pretty nice. Just had to give it a wipe down afterwards, so I had some residue everywhere from the polishing wheel just spinning so fast. But yeah, here it is, final product. Okay, now putting it back together. Make sure there's no tape or anything left over from polishing, and make sure you put it on just nice and even. Don't damage the fins. Okay, once you got there, and flip it over and show you. The side with the arc faces inside, so it goes like this. The flat side facing the outside. These are all the same size, so it doesn't really matter which one goes where. Just hand tight it with your hand first, and then move on to the next one, and then go around again and just use a wrench and hand tight. This is not the one with the the spring lock, so you can't just turn it. So once it goes on the car, this has to come off again. This is probably not the angle anyway that I have on my turbo setup. Actually might be. So and then you just kind of shift it around to get the right position for your piping. Okay, oops, there's one missing here. This will be a lot trickier doing on the car actually, because my current turbo that I have actually has a spring lock. Spring clamp. Which is easier to adjust. Getting these two bolts is going to be pretty tough. Just enough to keep it in place so it doesn't move around. Okay, that's it. And then just gonna put this back. We'll need to maybe put some seal on this, but for now I'm just gonna put it back here for safekeeping, so I don't lose it. Just go like that. There you go. And that's how you polish a turbo at home. Thanks for watching.